my beloved. I am so happy that you are here. Come in. Not into a new place, into the place you already know. The place under all the noise. The place that has been waiting for you all day, patient, unhurried, never once turning away. You can stop now. Whatever your day asked of you, it has been given. Whatever it took from you, it does not need to take anything more tonight. This hour is not for doing. It is for laying it all down. So let your body find its place. However you are lying right now, a little more settled. A little heavier into the mattress, into the pillow, into the dark. You don't have to arrange yourself perfectly. You don't have to earn this rest. It was always going to be yours. Before we go further, I want to ask, wherever you are lying right now, wherever this voice has found you tonight, in a quiet house, in a hotel room, beside someone you love, or all alone in the dark, if you don't mind, I'd love for you to write in the comments the name of the city where you are. So you can see how many other hearts are here with you. You are never alone. Now, let your eyes close if they haven't already. And let's begin the way we always begin, with the truth underneath the truth you've been told. You have probably spent a long time believing that peace is something you have to go and find. That it lives somewhere else, in a better year, a healed relationship, a body that behaves, a bank account that finally settles down, a mind that finally stops arguing with itself. You have looked for it in tomorrow so many times that tonight, tired as you are, some part of you still thinks, maybe peace is still out there. Just out of reach. Just around some corner you haven't turned yet. Beloved, I want to tell you something gently, and I want to say it slowly enough that it has time to land. You do not have to go looking anymore. Everything you have been reaching for, the safety, the belonging, the quiet, the love, it was never far away. It was never hidden in some future version of your life. It has been here the entire time, folded into the very center of you, underneath the worry, underneath the noise, underneath every hard thing that has happened to you or through you. Still there. Never damaged, never lost. You don't need to defend yourself from life tonight. You don't need to hold your guard up against tomorrow or replay today one more time to see what you could have done differently or brace for whatever might come next. Not right now. Right now, there is nothing to prepare for. There is nothing to fix. There is nowhere else you need to be except exactly here, in this bed, in this breath, being gently, quietly loved. Let today end. Let it end the way a long piece of music ends, not sharply, not suddenly, but slowly, note by note, until the room is simply quiet again. That's all today has to do now. It doesn't have to resolve. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be tied up neatly with a bow. It only has to end. And it is ending now with you in this soft, unhurried dark. If your mind starts listing what still needs handling, a conversation, a decision, a worry wearing 100 different disguises, you can simply say to it, kindly, "Not tonight." Not because the things don't matter, but because you matter more right now, and rest is not something you get to have only after everything is solved. Nothing is ever fully solved. Rest is something you are allowed to have simply because you are tired, and because tonight, like every night, You are safe enough to put it all down. So let's do that. Together. Slowly. Now let your hands rest. Wherever they are, on your chest, at your sides, tucked beneath the pillow, let them stop holding on to anything. Not the day, not the list, not even the effort of trying to relax. There is no effort required here. This isn't a task. You are not being tested on how well you unwind. You are simply being invited again and again, as many times as you need, to lay it down. Because here is the center of everything I want you to carry with you tonight. The one thought I want folded quietly into your chest as you drift. You do not have to fight for what you already are. You do not have to earn the love that is already yours. You do not have to search the whole world over for a peace that has been sitting patiently inside you the entire time, waiting only for you to stop looking elsewhere long enough to notice it. Tonight, you don't have to look elsewhere. Tonight, you only have to rest. So breathe out slowly and let something in you soften. Not your muscles yet. We'll come to that. Just something underneath the muscles. The part of you that has been trying so hard. Let it soften. Let it believe, just for these next minutes, that it's allowed to stop trying. You are held. You are welcome here, exactly as you are, exactly as tired, exactly as unfinished as today left you. And we are going to stay here together for a while. No rushing, no fixing, no going anywhere, while today, gently, quietly, comes to its end. Let's move gently into the body now. Picture, if you like, there's no wrong way to do this, a garden. Not any garden you have to remember exactly. Just a garden that feels like it was made for you alone. Warm stone under bare feet. The air a little cool, a little sweet, carrying the smell of something blooming nearby that you can't quite name and don't need to. The light is soft here, not daylight, not deep night, but that in-between hour when everything slows down and even the birds have gone quiet, saving their songs for tomorrow. You are walking slowly along a path of pale stones, and no one is waiting for you at the end of it. There is no end you need to reach. You are simply walking because it feels good to walk in a place where nothing is asking anything of you. Let your feet be the first thing you let go of. Feel them, resting now, heavy, warm, done with carrying you for today. Whether they are bare on the sheets or wrapped in socks, let them stop working. Let them sink. Somewhere in this garden, the stones beneath your feet seem to soften too, as if they had been waiting all along to hold you without asking anything back. Now let that same softness move upward into your ankles, your calves. Slow, unhurried, like water finding its way through soil. Not a wave, nothing so quick. More like something being poured, gently, a little at a time, into legs that have held you up for so many hours today. They don't have to hold you up anymore. Not for a while. Further along the path, you notice a low bench beneath an old tree, its branches heavy and close, almost like a roof made of leaves. You sit. And as you sit, let your knees release. Let your thighs grow heavy against whatever is beneath you right now. The mattress, the blanket, the arms of someone who loves you, if that's where you are tonight. Heavy is good here. Heavy means trust. Heavy means you believe, even just a little, that you will be caught. Above you, The leaves move without any hurry of their own. There is no wind rushing them along. They simply shift now and then, the way a held breath shifts when it's finally allowed to leave. Let that be your breath too. Not a technique. Not a count. Just a long, slow exhale, the kind that comes when a body finally believes it's safe enough to let go of something it didn't know it was holding. Let it out through your mouth if that feels right. And notice as it leaves you how your stomach softens. How your lower back settles a little deeper into whatever is beneath it. This is not effort. This is only permission. The garden asks nothing else of you. It does not need you to look a certain way, or think a certain way, or arrive here with your life sorted out. It only wants you to sit a while under its low branches, while your shoulders, carrying so much for so long, finally begin to drop. Let them drop now. Not forced down, just released, the way a held box is set down onto a table you finally trust. Feel the space that opens up around your neck when your shoulders stop climbing towards your ears. Feel how much room there suddenly is, right there, at the base of your throat, where so much unspoken worry likes to gather. You can let it gather somewhere else tonight. Or nowhere at all. From here, in this quiet garden, look up, just slightly, in your mind's eye. There's a stretch of open sky above the leaves, and it's the color of something between blue and gray, the last color evening wears before it becomes fully night. You don't need a single star yet. The stars will come in their own time, the way rest always does, not because you demanded it, but because you finally stopped bracing against it. Let your jaw loosen now. So much held tension lives there, quietly, day after day, words swallowed, things not said, teeth pressed just slightly together without you ever noticing. Let your jaw hang soft. Let your tongue rest heavy at the bottom of your mouth. Let your face, all of it, forget for a moment that it has ever had to perform anything for anyone. The garden doesn't need your face to do anything at all. Somewhere near the bench, water moves. Not a sea, not a wave, just a small stone basin where water spills quietly from one level to the next. An unhurried, endless sound. The same soft rhythm over and over, asking nothing of you but to listen if you feel like it, and to ignore it if you don't. Let your arms grow heavy in that sound. Let your hands, wherever they rest, stop gripping anything. The blanket, the day, the fear that if you fully let go, something bad might slip in through the gap. Nothing is slipping in tonight. The garden has a low wall around it, old and covered in moss, and it has held for longer than you have been alive. It will hold tonight too. Let your chest soften. Let your heartbeat, whatever pace it's keeping, simply be trusted to know its own way, the way it always has, every night of your life, without you ever once telling it how. And let your mind, busy, clever, tired mind, rest here too, on this bench, under these leaves, beside this quiet water. It doesn't have to solve the garden. It doesn't have to name every flower or understand why this place feels the way it does. It only has to sit here a while longer. Heavier now. Softer now. A little more here and a little less anywhere else. We're going to stay in this garden a little longer, you and I, while the last of the daylight leaves the sky, and while everything in you that has been holding on for hours, for days, for years, finally begins to rest. I want to talk to you now, gently, about something old. Not old like ancient, old like early. From very early in your life. Because underneath the ordinary worries of your day, the emails, the errands, the small arguments, the aching joints, the bills, there is often something quieter running underneath. Something that has been running for so long, you've almost stopped noticing it's there. A feeling. Not even really a thought anymore, just a feeling, worn smooth by time, that says, I am not quite enough. That something about me, at the core, is not entirely lovable. That if people really saw everything inside me, they might turn away. I want you to hear this next part slowly, because it matters. That feeling did not begin with you. It is not a true report of who you are. It is something that was handed to you a long time ago, before you had any way of questioning it, before you even had the words to say no, that isn't right. Think of a very small child, any small child, it doesn't matter whose, being told in 100 small ways, sometimes with words and sometimes only with silence, that love was something to be earned. A good grade earned it. Good behavior earned it. Being quiet when someone was tired earned it. Not being too much, not needing too much, not costing too much, that earned it too. No child questions this. A child simply learns the rules of the house they were born into and does their very best to follow them, because a child's whole world depends on being loved by the people raising them. So if love seemed to come and go, seemed to depend on performance, on mood, on being good enough, the child didn't conclude that the love itself was unreliable. The child concluded something far sadder and far more incorrect, that they themselves must be the problem. That conclusion, beloved, was never true. But it was believed. And a belief that gets planted early enough and repeated often enough doesn't stay a belief for long. It becomes something the mind treats as fact. Something so old, so foundational, that it stops even feeling like an idea. It starts to feel like simply how things are. how you are. This is where so much of it began. Not in any one big dramatic wound, though sometimes there was one of those too, but far more often in 1,000 small moments stacked quietly on top of each other, each one whispering the same small lie. You have to earn your place here. You have to be careful. You have to manage how much space you take up, how much you ask for, how much you need. Because if you don't, love might leave. And so, a very reasonable, very young mind did what young minds do. It adapted. It built a whole way of being in the world around trying to stay safe from that leaving. Maybe it became the mind of someone who overachieves, who cannot rest, who ties their whole worth to being useful, being needed, being praised. Maybe it became the mind of someone who shrinks, who apologizes for existing, who has trouble believing anyone would choose them without a reason attached. Maybe it became both at once in different rooms of your life. None of that was foolishness. It was intelligence applied to a situation a child never should have had to solve alone. But here is the tender, important truth underneath all of it, and I want to say it as clearly as I can. A belief formed to survive a hard moment is not the same thing as the truth about who you actually are. The two got tangled together a long time ago, so tightly that by now they can feel indistinguishable. But they are not the same. What you learn to believe about your worth and what your worth actually is have never once been the same thing. Your mind resists letting this go, and I want you to understand why, gently, without any judgment toward yourself for it. The mind resists because that old belief, as painful as it is, feels familiar. And the mind, especially a tired mind, especially a mind that has been hurt before, often prefers the ache it knows over the peace it doesn't. Familiar pain feels strangely safer than unfamiliar peace. So even now, even as an adult, even lying here tonight, wanting so much to simply rest, some part of you may quietly resist being told that you were always enough. Some part of you may want to argue. That can't be true. If it were true, then why did it hurt so much? Why did they leave? Why did they criticize? Why did I have to work so hard to be seen? I'm not asking you to argue that part down tonight. I'm only asking you to notice it kindly, the way you'd notice a frightened animal in the corner of a room. Not by charging at it, but by simply sitting nearby, quietly, letting it see that nothing here is going to hurt it further. That old belief has been trying to protect you in its own confused way for a very long time. It can rest too tonight. It doesn't have to keep working so hard. Because underneath it, underneath every version of you that ever tried to earn love, underneath every childhood moment that whispered you are the problem, there was always something else. Something older than the wound. Something that was never touched by any of it. A part of you that was worthy before anyone ever told you otherwise, and that has remained exactly that worthy every single day since, whether anyone noticed it or not. That part of you did not go anywhere. It cannot go anywhere. It has simply been waiting, patiently, underneath the old story, for a night quiet enough and a mind tired enough of fighting to finally be heard. Let it be heard a little tonight. You are not the story that was handed to you. You never were. We'll sit with that a while longer, gently, before we go on. So let's look gently at what happens next. Because a belief like that one, once it settles in, doesn't just sit quietly in a corner of the mind. It goes to work. And I want to walk through this slowly with you, not to trouble you before sleep, but because understanding the shape of something is often the first way we stop being ruled by it. Here is what tends to happen. Once a mind believes, underneath everything, that it is somehow not enough, not lovable enough, not worthy enough, not quite allowed to simply be, it starts to feel something almost like guilt. Not guilt for any particular thing you did. A quieter, more diffuse guilt. A sense of being slightly in the wrong, simply for existing as you are, for taking up the space you take up, for needing the things you need. It's a strange, heavy feeling, because it doesn't point to any one moment you can apologize for and be done with. It just sits there, low and constant, like a room that's always a little too dim, no matter how many lamps you turn on. And that guilt, once it's there, doesn't stay still either. It goes looking for evidence. This is one of the quieter cruelties of how the mind works. Once it believes something about itself, it starts, almost without meaning to, collecting proof. A friend doesn't call back right away, and the tired old belief whispers, "See, you're too much. You asked for too much again." Someone seems distracted during a conversation, and the mind quietly files it away as further proof that you're not quite interesting enough, not quite important enough to hold someone's full attention. None of these small moments actually mean what the belief says they mean. People get busy. People get distracted. People are living entire complicated lives of their own that have almost nothing to do with you. But a mind convinced of its own unworthiness doesn't read the situation that way. It reads everything through the same old lens, and the lens only ever shows the same old picture. This is how the circle closes. The belief creates the guilt. The guilt creates a kind of quiet dread, a bracing, a waiting for the other shoe to drop. And that dread changes how you move through the world, even in small ways you might not fully notice. Maybe you say yes when you mean no, because saying no feels dangerous to a mind that already suspects it isn't worth accommodating. Maybe you keep a little distance in relationships, just enough that you can't be fully disappointed, because some part of you has already decided disappointment is coming anyway. Maybe you work harder than you need to, longer than your body wants to, because rest feels like it has to be earned, and you're never quite sure you've earned enough of it yet. And here is the sad, quiet trick of it all. Those very behaviors born from the old belief often go on to create exactly the experiences that seem to confirm the belief was right all along. The person who feels unworthy of rest works themselves into exhaustion, and exhaustion brings irritability, and irritability strains a relationship, and the strain feels, to the tired old belief, like more proof. See? I knew it. I'm too much, or not enough, or somehow broken in a way that keeps causing trouble. But look closely with me at what actually happened there. It wasn't that you were unworthy, and the world simply confirmed it. It was that a belief, planted long ago and never examined, quietly shaped your choices. And those choices shaped your experiences, and the experiences were then read back through the very same belief that caused them in the first place. Round and round. A circle with no true beginning except one small, mistaken idea taken on far too early by someone far too young to know better. This is not a flaw in your character. It's simply how an untrue belief tends to behave once it's been given enough time to take root. It doesn't need to be true to feel true. It only needs to go unquestioned. And here's the part I really want you to hear tonight, as your body grows heavier and your mind grows quieter. None of this cycle was ever evidence of your actual worth. Not one part of it. The exhaustion, the guilt, the strained moments, the times love felt conditional or far away. None of that was proof of who you really are. It was only proof of how powerfully an old, mistaken belief can shape a life when it's carried alone, in the dark, for years, without anyone ever gently turning the light toward it. You are turning the light toward it now. Simply by lying here, simply by listening, simply by being willing to consider that the story you've been told about yourself might not be the whole truth. You are already loosening the circle's grip just a little. You don't have to fix it all tonight. You don't have to understand every thread of how it formed in your own particular life. You only have to let yourself wonder softly as you drift. What if the guilt was never really mine to carry? What if I was never the problem I believed myself to be? Let your shoulders drop a little further with that question. Let your breath grow a little longer, a little easier, as if some old weight had just shifted its position, just slightly, for the first time in a long while. The circle can only keep turning as long as it goes unnoticed. You are noticing it now. That alone is enough for tonight. Rest here a moment. We'll go further gently when you're ready. Let me tell you about a woman named Claire and a house she lived in for a very long time. This isn't a true story exactly. But it's true in the way that matters. Claire lived in an old house at the edge of a small town, a house she had grown up in, and she had one strange habit that she'd carried since childhood, so old and so automatic that she rarely thought about it at all. Every single night before bed, Claire would walk through every room of the house and check that all the curtains were fully closed. Not just drawn, closed completely, without a single gap of light or dark showing through. If she found even a thin line where two curtains didn't quite meet, she would stop everything and fix it, tugging the fabric until the seam disappeared. She had done this for so many years that she couldn't remember when it started or why. She only knew that a house with open curtains felt, to her, like a house that wasn't safe. Like a house where something might get in. Or worse, like a house where something inside might get seen. For most of her life, Claire simply thought of herself as a careful person. Thorough. A little particular about her home, but nothing more than that. It never occurred to her to ask why the habit felt less like tidiness and more like fear. One winter, an old friend of her mother's came to stay with her for a week, a woman named Inez, gentle, a little sharp-eyed, the kind of person who noticed things without making a show of noticing them. On the second night, Inez watched Claire go through her ritual, room by room, tugging at curtain after curtain, and she said nothing. On the third night, she asked simply, "What are you afraid someone will see?" Claire laughed it off. Nothing. I just like things closed up properly. Inez nodded and let it go. But the question stayed with Claire longer than she expected. That night, lying in bed, she found herself turning it over. What was she afraid someone would see? There was nothing hidden in the house. No secret, no danger, nothing shameful in any room. And yet the question sat in her chest like a small stone that wouldn't dissolve. Over the following nights, Claire found herself thinking back, further than she usually let herself go. Back to a house from much earlier in her life, the one she'd grown up in as a very small child, before the house she lived in now. In that house, there had been a different kind of watching. Not from outside, but from within. A parent whose moods shifted like weather, whose attention could turn without warning from warm to cold. As a small child, Claire had learned to read the rooms of that house carefully. To notice which version of the day it was going to be. To make herself smaller, quieter, more agreeable whenever the air in the house began to shift. She hadn't thought of any of that in years. She had built, in the decades since, a whole separate life, her own house, her own rules, her own careful order. And somewhere in the building of it, without ever deciding to, she had built a habit meant to protect a version of herself that no longer lived in any house at all. a small girl who had once believed that if she was seen too clearly, on the wrong day, in the wrong mood, something bad might happen. The curtains had never really been about light. They had been about being seen. When Claire understood this, she didn't rush to change anything. She simply sat with it, the way you might sit with an old friend who has finally told you something true about themselves. And the next night, almost as an experiment, she left one curtain in the front room open, just slightly, just a thin seam of the street lamp's glow slipping through into the dark. She did not sleep well that night. Some old alarm in her went off, quietly insistent, telling her to get up, to fix it, to close the gap. But she stayed in bed, and she noticed the fear instead of obeying it, and in the morning, nothing had happened. No harm had come. The house was exactly as safe as it had been the night before, curtains closed or not. It took her many months, small step by small step, to fully understand what Inez's simple question had uncovered, that an old, frightened part of her had built an entire adult habit to guard against a danger that belonged to a house she no longer lived in, protecting her from a moment that had already long since passed. The danger had never been in the present house at all. It had only ever been in an old belief, still running quietly underneath everything, still checking every seam for a light it feared being caught in. Slowly, Claire began leaving more of the curtains open at night, not all at once, not perfectly, but a little more each season. And what she found gradually was not disaster. It was simply moonlight some nights, falling softly across her floor. Streetlight, other nights, gentle and orange, doing nothing more than existing quietly outside her window while she slept, undisturbed, unseen by anyone who wished her harm, because there had never truly been anyone there at all. I tell you this story, beloved, because so many of us are still closing curtains against a danger that belongs to some other house, some earlier year, some room we don't live in anymore. And the habit feels so old, so automatic, so much like simply who we are, that we rarely stop to ask what it's actually protecting us from. You don't have to fix every curtain tonight. You don't even have to understand which ones are yours. You only have to consider gently as you lie here that some of what feels like danger in your life right now might actually be an echo. A very old alarm still ringing, guarding a door that closed a long, long time ago. You are allowed to leave a little more light in tonight. Just to see what happens. Just to notice that nothing bad comes of it. Just to rest a little more openly than you have in a very long while. We'll stay with that a moment longer before we continue. Let's bring this a little closer now, into the ordinary hours of your actual life. Not the big dramatic moments, but the small, quiet ones, because that's usually where the old belief does most of its work. Think for a moment, gently, without judgment, about the voice that runs underneath your days. Not the voice you use out loud, but the one only you can hear. The one that comments on you all day long in a running commentary you've grown so used to that you barely register it as separate from yourself anymore. What does that voice tend to say when you make a small mistake? When you send a message and then wonder for the rest of the afternoon whether it came across wrong. When someone doesn't answer as quickly as you hoped, or answers a little shorter than you expected. For so many of us, that voice is not kind. It's fast, and it's harsh, and it has a way of jumping to the worst possible reading of things, almost automatically. And here is what I want you to notice, gently tonight. That voice is not the truth about you. It's the old belief, still talking. Still trying, in its confused and outdated way, to keep you safe by keeping you small, keeping you careful, keeping you braced. You would never speak to a frightened child the way that voice sometimes speaks to you. And yet, So often, we let it run unquestioned, simply because it's familiar. Because it's been there so long, it sounds like wisdom, when really, it's only ever been fear wearing a very convincing voice. Now think of your relationships, the people closest to you. So often, this same old belief quietly shapes how we show up with the people we love most. Maybe you find it hard to ask for what you need, because some part of you still believes that needing things too openly is what makes love leave. Maybe you take on more than your share in a friendship or a partnership, over-functioning, over-giving, because being endlessly useful feels safer than simply being loved for who you are without conditions attached. Maybe on the other side of it, you find it hard to fully receive. When someone offers you real care, real tenderness, some old quiet part of you deflects it, minimizes it, feels almost uncomfortable in the presence of being truly seen and truly wanted. None of this makes you difficult, or broken, or hard to love. It makes you someone who learned a long time ago a set of rules for staying safe in love, and who has simply kept following those rules long after the original danger passed. Here is a small, gentle practice you might try, not tonight, but sometime in the coming days, when this old pattern shows up in an ordinary moment. When you notice that inner voice turning harsh, or that old bracing feeling rising in a relationship, try pausing, just for a breath, and asking quietly, whose voice is this really? Is this the voice of who I actually am? Or is this an old, frightened voice, still trying to protect a version of me that doesn't need protecting in quite the same way anymore? You don't have to answer the question perfectly. You only have to ask it. Asking it, even once, begins to loosen the grip of a belief that has never once been questioned before. Beliefs left unexamined feel like fact. Beliefs gently questioned begin, slowly, to lose their hold. And in your own internal dialogue, the words you use with yourself, especially in tired moments like this one, you might begin trying on a different sentence. Not forcing it, not pretending it's true if it doesn't feel true yet. Just trying it, gently, the way you'd try on a coat that might not fit quite right at first, but that softens with wear. A sentence like, "I am doing the best I can with what I was given." Or, "I don't have to have this all figured out tonight." Or simply, "I am allowed to rest exactly as I am without having earned it first." These small sentences, repeated gently over time in ordinary moments, do quiet work. Not overnight. Not all at once. But steadily, the way water works on stone, not by force, but by patience, and by simply returning again and again, softer than before. You don't have to overhaul your whole life tonight, beloved. You only have to notice, tomorrow or the day after, one small moment where that old voice speaks up. In a relationship, in a passing thought about yourself. And let yourself wonder, just for a breath, if there might be a kinder way to read that same moment. That's all. One small pause. One small question. That is how an old belief begins, finally, to loosen its grip. For now, let all of that settle. You don't need to solve it tonight. You only needed to see it a little more clearly. And now we can rest again. There's another story I want to share with you now, one about an old instrument and a man who thought it was ruined. His name was Anton, and he worked as a restorer of stringed instruments, violins mostly, though sometimes cellos. Sometimes the occasional old guitar someone brought in wrapped in a blanket, hoping for a miracle. People came to him from all over, carrying instruments that had been damaged, neglected, dropped, left too long in damp basements or hot attics. Anton had a quiet reputation for being able to bring almost anything back. One autumn, a young woman came into his shop carrying a violin case, so worn at the corners, it looked as though it might fall apart before the instrument inside ever saw daylight. She set it on his workbench and opened it carefully, almost apologetically, and said, "This was my grandmother's." I don't think it can be saved, but I couldn't just throw it away. Anton lifted the violin out and turned it slowly in the afternoon light. It was in poor condition, the varnish clouded and dull, one string missing entirely. The bridge warped slightly to one side. A fine web of dust settled into every curve of the wood. It had clearly not been played or even opened in many years. The young woman watched his face, searching for a verdict. "It looks bad," Anton said, "but it isn't ruined. It's only been silent for a long time." Those aren't the same thing. He asked if he could keep it for a few weeks, and she agreed, though she left with the look of someone who didn't quite believe him. Over the following days, Anton did what he always did with instruments like this one. He didn't rush. He didn't force the strings or scrub roughly at the dulled surface or try to make it look new all at once. He began slowly, cleaning away decades of dust from the wood with the gentlest possible care, revealing, bit by bit, a grain underneath that was actually rich and beautifully marked, a pattern that had been there all along, simply hidden beneath years of neglect. He adjusted the bridge, patiently, a fraction of a millimeter at a time, coaxing it back toward its true position rather than forcing it there in one movement, which would only have cracked the wood. He replaced the missing string and left the others to settle for a few days before tuning them, because old wood needs time to remember what it once knew how to hold. What struck him most, as it always did with instruments like this, was how much of the damage had only ever been on the surface. Underneath the dust, underneath the years of silence, the wood itself, the actual structure, the actual voice of the thing, had not been destroyed at all. It had simply been covered. Protected, in a strange way, by its own neglect. The very years that seemed to have ruined it had, in fact, left the essential instrument largely untouched, waiting quietly beneath all that had piled on top of it. When the young woman returned, Anton didn't say much. He simply lifted the violin, drew the bow across the strings, slow and careful, and let a single long note fill the small shop. She began to cry before he'd even finished the note. "I didn't think it could still sound like that," she said. "I thought all those years of sitting in a closet had ruined it for good." "They didn't ruin it," Anton told her. "They only silenced it." There's a difference. Ruin is permanent. Silence isn't. All that time, this instrument still had its true voice inside it, waiting. It just needed someone to clear away what had settled on top, and to be patient enough not to force it, and to give it a little time to remember how to hold a tune again. He handed it back to her carefully and added something she would think about for a long time afterward. Most of what looks broken in an old instrument isn't the instrument itself. It's just what built up around it over years of not being touched, not being played, not being trusted with its own voice. Underneath all of that, the wood remembers exactly what it always was. It just needs someone to believe that long enough to start clearing the dust away. I tell you this story, beloved, because so much of what you may believe is broken in you was never the actual wood underneath. It was only ever the dust, the years of silence, the old beliefs settled thick over something that was never actually damaged at all. Your worth was never destroyed by however long it went unplayed, unnoticed, unspoken. It was only quieted. Covered gently, and not so gently, by years of believing you had to be someone other than what you already were. And underneath all of that dust, tonight, your true voice is still exactly where it always was. Not needing to be built from nothing. Not needing to be earned or manufactured or forced into shape all at once. Only needing, the way that old violin needed, patience. A little time. a willingness to be handled gently instead of rushed, and a little more trust than you've perhaps given yourself in a very long while. You do not have to fix yourself tonight. You are not broken in the way you have feared. You have simply been quiet for a while, under some old dust that was never really you. Let that settle now, gently, like fine dust finally allowed to fall away. And let's rest here together a little longer before we go on. Now I want to bring this even closer, beloved, not into a story anymore, but into your own life. Your own evidence. Because it's one thing to hear that your worth was never truly damaged, and another thing entirely to notice quietly in your own history how true that has actually been all along. So let's look gently together. Think for a moment of someone who has loved you well. It doesn't have to be a grand, dramatic love. It might be small. A grandmother who always seemed glad, genuinely glad, simply to see your face in a doorway. A friend who has stayed through years and distance and the ordinary wear of life without ever once needing you to be different than you are. A child, if you have one, who runs to you not because you've achieved anything that day, not because you were especially useful or impressive, but simply because you are you, and that has always somehow been enough for them. Sit with that person for a moment. Let their face come to mind, however clearly or dimly it wants to appear. Now ask yourself, gently, did they love you because you earned it? Because you were flawless, productive, endlessly agreeable, never a burden? Or did they love you simply because you were there, imperfect and human and fully yourself, and that turned out to be entirely enough for them? I suspect if you look honestly, you'll find it was the second one. Almost always it is. The people who have loved us most purely have rarely loved us for our achievements. They have loved us for the particular, unrepeatable way we exist in the world. Our laugh, our way of listening, the specific warmth we bring into a room simply by being in it. That kind of love was never conditional on being perfect. If it had been, it would have left long ago. But it didn't. Some of it is still here, tonight, in your life or in your memory, steady proof that you were never as unlovable as that old, tired belief tried to convince you. Now think of a moment, just one is enough, when you extended real kindness to someone else. Not a grand gesture, a small one. A time you noticed someone struggling and sat with them anyway, even though it cost you something. A time you forgave someone who didn't ask to be forgiven, simply because carrying the resentment felt heavier than letting it go. A time you gave comfort to a stranger, a coworker, a sibling, expecting absolutely nothing back. That capacity, that quiet, unremarkable kindness did not come from someone broken at the core. It came from somewhere real in you. A goodness that didn't have to be manufactured, that wasn't performed for an audience, that simply moved through you because it was already there, waiting for an opportunity to be expressed. That goodness has always been yours. It is still yours tonight, whether or not you've been able to see it clearly. Think, too, of a time you survived something you were sure would break you. A loss. An ending. A long, hard season that seemed, at the time, like it might be the thing that finally proved the old belief right, that you weren't strong enough, weren't resourced enough, weren't going to make it through. And yet, here you are. Not because the pain wasn't real. It was. But because something in you, underneath the fear, kept carrying you forward anyway, one ordinary day after another, until enough of them had passed that you found yourself eventually on the other side of it. That is not weakness. That was never weakness. That was a strength so quiet, so unglamorous, that you may have never once given yourself credit for it. But it was there. It is still there. I'm not asking you to review your whole life tonight, cataloging every proof. I'm only asking you to notice gently that the proof exists. That your actual history, not the story the old belief tells about it, but the real history, the one written in the people who stayed, the kindness you offered freely, the hard seasons you carried yourself through, tells a very different story than the one you may have been rehearsing for years. You were never the unworthy one in that story. You were only ever the one who hadn't yet been shown enough evidence to believe otherwise. Let yourself be shown a little of it now. You are loved, and there is proof. You are capable of goodness, and there is proof. You are stronger than you knew, and there is proof. None of this had to be built tonight. It was already there, all along, quietly gathering, waiting for a night calm enough for you to finally look at it. Rest in that a while. We'll come back together shortly for what comes next. Now, beloved, let's let some of what we've uncovered tonight settle into something simple. Something you can carry with you, not as an argument, not as something to prove, but as a quiet truth you can return to again and again, the way you'd return to a familiar room in the dark, knowing exactly where everything is without needing to see it. I'm going to offer you a few thoughts now. You don't have to believe them fully yet. You don't have to force them. Just let them move through your mind, gently, like something being poured slowly into a cup that's had room waiting for it all along. I am loved. Not because of what I do, not because of what I produce or accomplish or perform for anyone watching. I am loved simply because I exist, the way the moon is loved by the tide, without ever having to ask for it, without ever having to earn its pull. I am loved. I am worthy. Worthy before any of it, before the achievements, before the apologies, before the years spent trying to prove otherwise. Worthy the way a river is worthy of running, simply because that is what it is, simply because that is what it was always going to do. I am worthy. I am strong. Not strong in the way that never bends, never breaks, never needs anyone. Strong the way roots are strong, quiet, unseen, holding steady through every storm that has ever passed overhead, even the ones I thought at the time might finally take me down. I am strong. I am safe. Here, now, in this bed, in this room, in this exact moment, nothing is asking anything of me. Nothing is coming for me tonight. I am as safe as a stone at the bottom of a still pond, undisturbed by whatever moves across the surface far above. I am safe. I am calm. Whatever noise the day left behind, it can settle now, the way sediment settles in water left finally undisturbed. I don't have to stir it anymore tonight. I can let it fall, slowly, to the bottom, and let the water above grow clear and quiet. I am calm. I am abundant. Not because of anything I have gathered or achieved, but because there has always been more than enough love in me to give, more than enough kindness, more than enough goodness, quietly refilling itself, the way a spring keeps giving water long after anyone thought to ask where it comes from. I am abundant. I am enough. I was always enough. Not the polished, perfect version I sometimes believed I had to become. Simply this version. Tired tonight. Human tonight. Whole underneath it all, exactly as I am. I am enough. Let these settle now, without needing to hold on to any single one of them too tightly. You don't have to remember the exact words tomorrow. The words were never really the point. The point is what's underneath them, a truth that has been waiting quietly inside you this whole time, patient, unchanged, simply waiting for a night calm enough and a mind tired enough of arguing to finally let it in. I am loved. I am worthy. I am strong. I am safe. I am calm. I am abundant. I am enough. Let your body grow heavier with each one. Let your breath grow longer. Let whatever part of you has been standing guard all day finally stand down. We're almost there now. Just a little further, and then we'll let today end completely. Almost there now, beloved. Let everything grow very quiet. You don't need the words anymore, not really. You can feel them now, somewhere underneath thought, settled into the body the way warmth settles into a room after the fire's been burning a while. That's enough. That's all they were ever for. So let's make this last part small. Simple. Just a few words, repeated softly, the way you'd hum something half-remembered to a child already drifting off. Not because the tune matters, but because the sound of it is enough to carry them the rest of the way. All is well. Whatever today held, it's finished now. It doesn't need you anymore. It can rest just as you are resting. All is well. Whatever tomorrow might hold, it isn't here yet. It doesn't need you yet either. Let it wait quietly in its own time. All is well. Right here. Right now. In this bed, in this breath, in this exact moment, nothing is wrong. Nothing needs fixing. I am loved. Not because of what I do, not because of what I produce or accomplish or perform for anyone watching. I am loved simply because I exist, the way the moon is loved by the tide, without ever having to ask for it, without ever having to earn its pull. I am loved. I am worthy. Worthy before any of it, before the achievements, before the apologies, before the years spent trying to prove otherwise. Worthy the way a river is worthy of running, simply because that is what it is, simply because that is what it was always going to do. I am worthy. I am strong. Not strong in the way that never bends, never breaks, never needs anyone. Strong the way roots are strong, quiet, unseen, holding steady through every storm that has ever passed overhead, even the ones I thought at the time might finally take me down. I am strong. I am safe. Here, now, in this bed, in this room, in this exact moment, nothing is asking anything of me. Nothing is coming for me tonight. I am as safe as a stone at the bottom of a still pond, undisturbed by whatever moves across the surface far above. I am safe. I am calm. Whatever noise the day left behind, it can settle now, the way sediment settles in water left finally undisturbed. I don't have to stir it anymore tonight. I can let it fall slowly to the bottom and let the water above grow clear and quiet. I am calm. I am abundant. Not because of anything I have gathered or achieved, but because there has always been more than enough love in me to give, more than enough kindness, more than enough goodness, quietly refilling itself, the way a spring keeps giving water long after anyone thought to ask where it comes from. I am abundant. I am enough. I was always enough. Not the polished, perfect version I sometimes believed I had to become. Simply this version. Tired tonight. Human tonight. Whole underneath it all, exactly as I am. I am enough. Let these settle now without needing to hold on to any single one of them too tightly. You don't have to remember the exact words tomorrow. The words were never really the point. The point is what's underneath them, a truth that has been waiting quietly inside you this whole time, patient, unchanged, simply waiting for a night calm enough and a mind tired enough of arguing to finally let it in. I am loved. I am worthy. I am strong. I am safe. I am calm. I am abundant. I am enough. Let your body grow heavier with each one. Let your breath grow longer. Let whatever part of you has been standing guard all day finally stand down. We're almost there now. Just a little further, and then we'll let today end completely. Almost there now, beloved. Let everything grow very quiet. You don't need the words anymore, not really. You can feel them now, somewhere underneath thought, settled into the body the way warmth settles into a room after the fire's been burning a while. That's enough. That's all they were ever for. So let's make this last part small. Simple. Just a few words, repeated softly, the way you'd hum something half-remembered to a child already drifting off. Not because the tune matters, but because the sound of it is enough to carry them the rest of the way. All is well. Whatever today held, it's finished now. It doesn't need you anymore. It can rest just as you are resting. All is well. Whatever tomorrow might hold, it isn't here yet. It doesn't need you yet either. Let it wait quietly in its own time. All is well. Right here. Right now. In this bed, in this breath, in this exact moment, nothing is wrong. Nothing needs fixing. I am loved. Not because of what I do, not because of what I produce or accomplish or perform for anyone watching. I am loved simply because I exist, the way the moon is loved by the tide, without ever having to ask for it, without ever having to earn its pull. I am loved. I am worthy. Worthy before any of it, before the achievements, before the apologies, before the years spent trying to prove otherwise. Worthy the way a river is worthy of running, simply because that is what it is, simply because that is what it was always going to do. I am worthy. I am strong. Not strong in the way that never bends, never breaks, never needs anyone. Strong the way roots are strong, quiet, unseen, holding steady through every storm that has ever passed overhead, even the ones I thought at the time might finally take me down. I am strong. I am safe. Here, now, in this bed, in this room, in this exact moment, nothing is asking anything of me. Nothing is coming for me tonight. I am as safe as a stone at the bottom of a still pond, undisturbed by whatever moves across the surface far above. I am safe. I am calm. Whatever noise the day left behind, it can settle now, the way sediment settles in water left finally undisturbed. I don't have to stir it anymore tonight. I can let it fall, slowly, to the bottom, and let the water above grow clear and quiet. I am calm. I am abundant. Not because of anything I have gathered or achieved, but because there has always been more than enough love in me to give, more than enough kindness, more than enough goodness, quietly refilling itself, the way a spring keeps giving water long after anyone thought to ask where it comes from. I am abundant. I am enough. I was always enough. Not the polished, perfect version I sometimes believed I had to become. Simply this version. Tired tonight. human tonight. Whole underneath it all, exactly as I am. I am enough. Let these settle now without needing to hold on to any single one of them too tightly. You don't have to remember the exact words tomorrow. The words were never really the point. The point is what's underneath them, a truth that has been waiting quietly inside you this whole time, patient, unchanged, simply waiting for a night calm enough and a mind tired enough of arguing to finally let it in. I am loved. I am worthy. I am strong. I am safe. I am calm. I am abundant. I am enough. Let your body grow heavier with each one. Let your breath grow longer. Let whatever part of you has been standing guard all day finally stand down. We're almost there now. Just a little further, and then we'll let today end completely. Almost there now, beloved. Let everything grow very quiet. You don't need the words anymore, not really. You can feel them now, somewhere underneath thought, settled into the body the way warmth settles into a room after the fire's been burning a while. That's enough. That's all they were ever for. So let's make this last part small. Simple. Just a few words, repeated softly, the way you'd hum something half-remembered to a child already drifting off. Not because the tune matters, but because the sound of it is enough to carry them the rest of the way. All is well. Whatever today held, it's finished now. It doesn't need you anymore. It can rest just as you are resting. All is well. Whatever tomorrow might hold, it isn't here yet. It doesn't need you yet either. Let it wait quietly in its own time. All is well. Right here. Right now. In this bed, in this breath, in this exact moment, nothing is wrong. Nothing needs fixing. Nothing needs carrying any further tonight. All is well. You are loved, even now, even like this, even half asleep and unable to hold a single thought all the way through. All is well. You don't have to answer this anymore. You don't have to think it, or believe it, or do anything with it at all. Just let it be the last thing in the room, quieter than your breathing, quieter than your heartbeat, still somehow there. All is well. All is well. All is well. Let go now. Of the day, of the thinking, of the last small effort it takes to stay awake. You are safe. You are held. You are loved beyond anything you did to deserve it. And all is well. Sleep now, beloved. All is well.